Hey, good morning everyone. Up and at 'em. Today's going to be another fun day in New York. But today, we're going to take a little boat ride to start. Any ideas where we might be going? Stick around, I'll show you. So where are we going? You know, I asked you that just a few minutes ago. Well, let's circle around. I'm definitely on a boat, as you can see right there. Make ourselves go around and around and around and around, and then all of a sudden, as I continue to move, where are we at, kids? Where are we at? I'll tell you where we're at. How about there? How many of you have been to the Statue of Liberty before? And what's really cool is, besides the Statue of Liberty, we come back over here, Manhattan right there. So, instead of going to the Statue of Liberty where everybody else has got off the boat and gone to, our first stop is going to be Ellis Island. That's where we're going to go first. So, let's do that, and then we'll make our way to the statue, and we'll go from there. Let's go. We're heading to Ellis Island first, even though I showed you where the Statue of Liberty is, and we will make our way back to the statue. But I've learned that if you're going to come out here, and it's true, and you're going to take the tour, let everybody else get off at the Statue of Liberty and go to Ellis Island as your first stop. Why? There's hardly anybody on the boat with us right now because they all got off. So it'll be kind of nice that we'll have Ellis Island, I don't want to say to ourselves because there's been other boats out here that have dropped people off, but I think the majority of everybody's at the Statue of Liberty. Making our way in to Ellis Island. Debbie is excited. Look at that, she is. Look at her, she's so excited. All right, let's go check this out, you guys. See what we got. When you walk in, first thing you're gonna see is right here. All the information right off the bat. Besides the signage, we've got some other things here. Of course, Ellis Island is part of the National Park Service. Come over here. And of course you can look all this up online too. But just think of how many hundreds of thousands of immigrants pass through here, you guys. Some with this, others with nothing really, except for the clothes on their back. Let's do a quick scan. There's the main doors you enter. And as you would enter, this is going left to right. Little construction's going on, you're going to see here on the back wall. Not sure what they're doing, but anyway, so I said back wall there. Construction. And then there's Debbie. Then we're going to come over here, and over here is the information desk. Right there it is. So as we're walking through here, this is what they're calling West 1. Okay, W-E-S-T 1. Some information like in November of '54, Ellis Island was declared excess federal property and closed. Yeah, the island's South Side Hospital complex was at one time considered one of the world's most threatened, culturally significant sites and one of the United States' most endangered historic places. Huh. They do give tours of the hospital, I saw. It's a hard hat tour, and there are certain times that you can go check these out. Like the tour of the island itself, the earliest is going to be 11 o'clock this morning for us, and right now it's only 10 minutes till 10. So it's pretty much a self-guided tour to start. But got the pictures here. Health inspections when they arrived. Wow, kind of interesting here. I'm seeing that it says here 12 million immigrants entered the United States through Ellis Island. For most immigrants, the time here was short. For roughly 250,000 people, the stay was longer. Identified as ill or infirm by medical inspectors, those immigrants spent time in Ellis Island's hospitals. Wow. Next stop is Citizenship Gallery. And as Debbie was just telling me, and we saw it here, you could have elected not to become a citizen, but yet continue to live and work here as a legal permanent resident and make contributions economically and socially on a daily basis. It's pretty wild. And this is what you walk into. Also, as you can see, you have the qualifications for citizenships back in the day, at least. Hey, again, I'm just showing you what we have here as we're walking through. And again, my recommendation, instead of getting off at the Statue of Liberty, get off at Ellis Island and then go to the statue afterwards, because there really is hardly anybody here. Hardly anybody here. It's like, wow. It's all the things you'll see when you walk in. This is only one side of the building. So they have this on display, and I thought, oh, let's go in and try it. So we'll walk in here, only to see it's not working. Oh. Wonder if I could pass it. Could you pass it, do you think? I'm sure we can go online and take a look at the test and the questions that you have to answer. I guess ask and you shall receive. Even though the machine's broke right behind me, if I had looked, I would have seen the questions here. I'll take a picture, and if you want to check it out, you guys can stop the video and take a look at it. Next place we go is the new Heirs of Immigration Room. And from 1945 to present, it says. So we're just going to walk through and I'll just show you the room itself. Take a quick tour of that. Interaction. Doesn't look like it's working. Coming through here, why people left, 1942 and 45 and 1960, 67, 75 with the Vietnam War. Yeah, I can believe that. 80. Berlin Wall in 89. Just walking through again. As you can see, more places to go. On this side, you'll know where you're at by following the struggle and survival in the letters. We've been through L, M, A. I'm here in S, and then finally, building a nation. And instead of boring you with everything, I'll just take some quick video so you can see some of this. But when you come here, at least you'll get to see it in person and take your time going through here. And there we go. We made it to B, end of the line. End of the line. But what we're going to do is head on over here. A lot of interaction, okay? There is a lot of interaction You can, they're asking you questions, see if you can guess. And by the way, I did fail the citizenship test. I don't think I got halfway through. So it's pretty sad. It's like a driver's license, getting your driver's test, doing the driver's test rather. Could you pass that? Better yet, could you pass the citizenship test? Like I said, I failed. And when you leave this part of the building, here's what you're going to see. And turn to my left. Remember, these doors, this is where immigrants came in and out of. And then over here to the right is the hallway. And that's where we're going. Second floor. Like I said, I'm not going to bore you guys with every little detail, just give you an idea. And here it is. Look at this. Look at the ceiling. Wow. Yes, we can go up on the third floor, and we will make our way up there. But that's what it looks like now. Down here, doorways. Look at the tile here. Again, according to what we're reading, this is all original stuff here. All original. Second floor is, part of it is through America's Gate. So this is over here by 2 East, what they call 2 East. Sorry about swinging the camera so fast, but we'll come over here and we're going to look, and there we go, down here. Okay, now the other thing I want to do real quick, just take a look to the left. Let's see what we got over here. So what I read here is the U.S. Public Health Service with the hospital buildings and everything. And when we walk up here, unfortunately, they've got construction going on. So I'll try to do my best to get a decent shot, but across the way here, as you can see, there is the hospitals across the way. And below us is the main entrance over here. By the way, if you're looking for a passenger search, here you go. And I'll throw this up here. Scan the QR code if you'd like. See what you get out of it. Level 2. This is what we're going to go see. Through America's Gate, registry room, peak immigration years. Okay? And then on level 3, dormitory room, Ellis Island Chronicles, restoring the landmark, and so on. Right now, let's go through America's Gate. Told you, that's where we're going. Doesn't look like a gate, Debbie. This looks like glass doors. But it does look original. Look at this. Wow. How awesome. I mean, look at this. Man. We had those lamps when I was in school. Grade school even. The arrival. Medical inspection. I will admit this was an interesting story here of how somebody said that their sister developed warts on the back of her hand, and they marked with chalk the letter X. And anyway, they turned her coat inside out and she was able to stay. But then I come up here, and what did X mean? Well, that's what it means right there. Chalk marking suspected mental defect, definite signs of mental disease observed, and then all the way down with the other letters there of what each one meant if they put chalk on you. Wow. So the next stop that I make here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more, zoom out, excuse me. This is the hearing room. And I'm going to come over here real quick, try to get a better shot. Deb was looking in too. It's been restored to look as it did back in 1911. during the period when it served as the Board of Special Inquiry hearing room. And they say about 10% of all immigrants arriving at Ellis Island were held for a legal hearing, and it happened here. And then I come up here, and here's the picture. Back then, come over here, and today. Here's a much better view of the room itself. I come into another room and found the big window here. See where we're going, my friends? Yes, it's the Statue of Liberty. All right, this will be cool. Let's go check it out, shall we? Once you exit the boat and you're heading to Lady Liberty, look at the view we got here, man. Check this out. It's pretty cool. Look at that. I know I'm walking, but I think that's a pretty good shot there. Once you get off the ferry over there, there's an audio booth to the left over here, okay? Over right there. Make sure you go and get that, because if you have a ticket to this place, obviously you're going to get in here, number one, and number two, you get audio, you get a tour. It's around my neck, but this is what you get. So make sure that way you can follow along on your own self-guided tour with this. And it is free. It's included in the ticket price. Included in the ticket price. Also, you've got the Ranger-led tour. Here's the times for it today. Also, once you get to the American flag, guess what you see? You turn to the right. And there's Lady Liberty. Once you come to the end of the island down here and you take a look, this is what you're going to see. I would love to be here at night to get the lights and the skyline of Manhattan and beyond. New York. Wow. Yeah. Pretty cool shot already. And right here is Ellis Island. There's the hospitals right in the forefront there. Walking around the Statue of Liberty, did you know that the pedestal here, the star of the pedestal, is a fort? Fort Wood. Yeah. Now obviously they're doing some work on it, but yeah, Fort Wood. It was built because the British had taken over the area of New York. And when Britain finally left, the United States jumped on it and wanted to protect the harbor. So they built this long before Lady Liberty ever came into the picture. And they built Fort Hood. And we made it to the front of Lady Liberty. Obviously there are people up in the Crown area. And you can purchase tickets to go up there. It's over I think around 200 steps or whatever, but very narrow, they say. We did not do that. What we're doing is the pedestal, which is going to be right there. That's where we're going. Again, once we made it to the front, that's what we've got. And yes, you can walk all the way around. And that's what we're doing right now. Just walking, taking some video of the harbor right now. The other thing too is when we're taking picture or video and stuff and I'm walking around, I am looking out at other people because they're trying to take pictures. I don't want to walk in front of them, and I hope that you're not one of them either. So hope that, you know, if you see somebody taking pictures, stop, gang. Just stop. Look at that. So beautiful. So cool looking. Really is. Wonder how long it would take to power wash that sucker. Let's do a little history, shall we, first? French sculptor, I hope I'll get this right, Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi designed the Statue of Liberty like a giant puzzle. Over 300 thin sheets of copper, most of it from a copper mine in Norway, fit together for the form the statue's outer skin, and each copper sheet is 3/32 of an inch thick, about the thickness of 2 American pennies. Now, the sheets were shaped in France using an ancient repousse method in which the metal is hammered and shaped within large wooden molds, and the finished pieces were then shipped here to the U.S., where they were assembled and supported on iron framework of alternate bars and girders designed by Alexandria Gustave Eiffel. Yes, even the dude that built the Eiffel Tower helped with the Statue of Liberty. So when you get to the pedestal, I did not know this until we came in here, okay? And that right there, to the pedestal and crown, 195 steps to the top of the pedestal. Now, you're saying, well, I can't walk that. Well, you can do this, okay? You've got the stairs, 5 to 10 minutes to the top of the pedestal, or the elevator, which is a limit of 4 passengers per trip, okay? Crowded. It's the first thing I'm going to tell you. When you're up here on the pedestal, crowded. For whatever reason, people want to stop and right out the door. And it's like, okay, I get it. I was going to start my camera, but I couldn't because I couldn't get around. But once you finally do, like we are, and you're in the front, this is the view that we have here off the pedestal of the Statue of Liberty. Zoom in a little bit here. Take a look at some of the stuff that we have in front of us. And the other thing is, can you see the star? The shape of the star here? Fort Wood. Yeah. We're going to walk around here. We're going to take a look and see what we've got for you. So let's get going. Off the pedestal on the other side, we're facing Manhattan. Look at that from up here. Again, coming down. There's the star shape. Well, of Fort Wood. Yes, sirree, bub. On the back side here of the Statue of Liberty and the pedestal, there's the museum that we are going to go take a look at here in a little bit. And then out in the distance,
you know, right where they do ham for ham.
give you an idea.
There's a side door off
New
to
York.
the side of the big main door.
And then to my right over here,
When Hamilton, well, they
Manhattan.
don't do it anymore, but for several years,
well,
Lynn
a little more right.
or
There we
somebody
go.
else would come out a couple hours before showtime,
But,
and they would put
anyway.
on like an impromptu
so we got
little performance. Sometimes it'd be them,
just looking at
sometimes
here.
it'd be actors from other theaters would come and do a song.
This is what we see on the back side of the pedestal.
If you were at the right place at the right time,
The plaster version of, what I would say, Lady Liberty's feet. What would happen if she had a hangnail? And number two, as Debbie just pointed out, why didn't they paint her toenails before they put her up?